Usually, folks, when we're talking about theme parks making horrible decisions, we're talking about Disney World, we're talking about Disneyland, but not today. Oh no. Apparently, Knott's Berry Farm said, hold our apple juice. We're saying that because this is a G-rated program, folks, and we will tread carefully as we try to reveal to you what Knott's Berry Farm is doing for their Halloween celebrations that they are allowing 13-year-old children and above to go into, which, let's just say, they actually have made Disney look good for once, and we can't believe it. Hello, folks. Endeavoring to explain entertainment and keeping you ahead of the culture curve. It is the job that we have been given, and we love the job. Joining us today is one of the co-anchors for That Park Place, the highly successful new YouTube channel, Vash Sky. Welcome back, sir.
Well, I am happy to be here, Pro. Thanks for having me. I wish we were talking about something sunnier than this, but, well, you know, that's part of the job. We gotta break these things down.
Well, it's some kind of weird. I'm going to tell you, folks, as we get into this one, if you looked at the thumbnail, you know it's going to be bizarre, so let's just dive in and see what happens. Vash, what we're looking at here is a performance very late into the night that occurs at Knott's Berry Farm as part of their Knott's Scary Farm Halloween stuff. Vash, before we show the video, tell us, what is Knott's Scary Farm? What is it?
Knott's Scary Farm is their annual haunt event that they hold every year. In fact, they're actually hosting their 50th anniversary of the event, starting back in 1973. So this is a tremendous year for this specific event. It's known the world over as being one of the best haunt events that you can go to this time of year. And it's got 11 mazes, 5 scare zones, and 7 shows. And what you're seeing before you is one of those shows that has been featured here.
Okay, and this show is available for children up until the age, or children who are 13 years and old and up, right? So let me show this real quick, folks. Here's what we've got from Ken Barnes.
Sure.
Park open Fridays, 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Scary Farm, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Promo on website says it's not for children, but here's what we find out if we dive a little deeper. Chaya Rychik says it's not recommended for kids under 13. So for kids above 13 years old, it's okay. Also, it just says not recommended, yada, yada. Here's the original thing out of Knott's Berry Farm. It says valid for one single day admission to Knott's Scary Farm on the date selected. Not recommended for children under 13. All guests, regardless of age, need to have their own paid admission ticket, no reentry, et cetera, et cetera. So it looks to me,
Sure.
Vash, like 13 and up, you're okay for this. And that's a real problem because this thing that we're going to watch, well, it doesn't seem to me to be the kind of thing I would think that a family-friendly theme park would put on for teenagers. What do you think?
No, I would think that this is you know,
This is some kind of something.
This is some kind of something. Knott's Scary Farm has always been a little bit edgy, right? It's always been a little bit mature.
Right. This is real edgy.
This is really, really edgy.
All right, so let's not delay any longer. Folks,
Please.
we're going to have to leave it muted, and credit will be given. You can see on there it says TikTok, and it has listed on the video where this comes from. And in the middle, there's also an accreditation for who this came from. We can't, on YouTube, say some of this stuff, okay? And we can't play the music for some of the stuff. That's how bad this is. So you're just going to have to be able to look at it and see what it is and go with it. We're not trying to cut anybody out in terms of not giving credit where credit is due. This is just that spicy, and it's at the edge of what we can cover. But without further ado, folks, we'll hit play. Vash, any audio coming through on your end? Are you good?
No audio on my end.
All right, well, we're good then, folks. Vash, describe to us what we're watching here in the most sanguine terms possible.
We are watching people scantily clad gyrating to a number of songs as part of the finale of this Music, Monsters, and Mayhem show that they have put on as part of Knott's Scary Farm 2023.
Right. So they are supposedly in the place of eternal torment, the cartoon version of such place.
Yes.
We're not going to get into theology or religion here, folks. So we're just going to, but that's what they're doing. They are dressed in what can most understatedly be provocative attire. And yeah, this is apparently open to children 13 and above. Vash, I don't think this is probably appropriate for children who are 13 and above. Parents can make their own calls, but I got to say, Vash, I think this gets some people arrested in parts of the country if they do this in front of children.
Yes, and I want to point out too. There's a figure back there in the image of the devil. So that's also going there too. Now I will be fair to this show somewhat. Now I'm not apologizing.
Please, and if we're wrong, if this is some sort of pastiche that we've taken out of context, let us know. We don't want to be wrong about it.
I'm not apologizing for this show at all. I wouldn't make this call myself. However, they do play an audio prompt right before the show. I actually, watched this whole thing in its entirety just to ensure that this might have been the case. But the warning that they give in front of this show is, be advised that this show is intended for mature audiences only. It contains adult themes and language and is not suitable for children. So they make that kind of upfront. I'm hoping that there is some signage to warn people, but you got to understand that a lot of people, they do bring their families. They do bring young ones, and sometimes they omit the mazes entirely because it might be a little bit too intense for them, opting for a show instead. Now, some of the shows featured at Knott's Scary Farm have been historically maybe very crass, maybe very edgy and so forth. But I think families, they think, okay, well, a lot of these jokes might go over their head. Obviously, they've heard bad language before. I think we'll be fine. And then you wind up looking at this, and it's like, right. This is pretty extreme here for a lot of folks.
Well, let's segue, Vash, to something that here's what I think is most interesting. Now, I hope that there are not minors present for this. I hope that, because this seems to me to be of a particular nature which is inappropriate, because you have adults on stage, you have adults in the crowd, and they're doing things that some adults do, but that should not be done with adults in the presence of others who are non-adults. Folks, again, spicy, we're dancing. Follow along with us. Vash, what's amazing to me about this, and I mean it, this is amazing to me, but what is going to be surely played all over Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, this is a marketing nightmare. This is nightmare fuel. It's trying to portray a cartoon version of hell. This is marketing hell. This is advertising hell. This is bring in the crisis team when folks see this and it gets out there and it's playing like it is on this video.
Right.
What in the world are they thinking from the marketing side of this? The damage that it can do. Maybe California is just so far out there now that nobody cares, but surely not.
There is a context to this. From what I saw, this leads up. This is actually the sequence following a sequence all about Elvira, and I guess Elvira, if we go back to her history, there's a movie, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, that came out in 1988, and as part of that, there is a dream sequence that she has that features a show that kind of features some of this, not all of it, but some of this, and I guess that may have been the association being made here. But like you said, are people going to necessarily see this in context when it goes viral on the internet? No, they're going to see They're going to see this video on their feeds and go, "What in the world am I seeing?" And it's absolutely devastating. I reached out to the Knott's Berry Farm expert that I know, Theme Park Casual, who does regular live streams at the park, and he's a
great channel, by the way. We love Theme Park Casual.
Absolutely, and I would describe him and his family as very God-fearing individuals, let's say, and I wanted to know what was going on here, and he had this to say. It's one of the shows they're doing at Knott's Scary Farm this year. I've heard that most of the show is no big deal, and then it takes a hard turn and goes into this. I'm hoping they get enough backlash to rethink and not do this again. It's just not their style, and they don't need to chase headlines. I will not be seeing the show, and I've already told my viewers why. It's too explicit and not something I want on my channel. I show the mazes because they are theatrical, special effects, and fake. I even avoid showing the gore as much as I can. So even for him, who is a theme park driven channel, obviously, and is showing viewers as much of these things as possible, even he omits this because it's just frankly, it's just kind of embarrassing, honestly.
Well, okay, so let's think about this. All right, from a business standpoint, this happens on the Las Vegas Strip all the time, right? We don't cover it. You know why? Because it's not news. It's that is what happens at Vegas. It is what happens all the time there. We come up with all kinds of places that these kinds of performances occur. But, if this happens in Hershey, if this happens, at Disney Springs,
right.
If this happens at Knott's Berry Farm, Sesame Place, you got to step back and go, okay, this is news now because this does not seem to match the brand. And because it doesn't match the brand, children are likely to be, participating. Now, clearly, children under 13 are not allowed, but you got to think there's going to be some 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids. This just doesn't jive with what I thought Knott's Berry Farm was or is.
It absolutely does not. I can tell you right now, almost all of their entertainment outside of what's featured at Knott's Berry Farm is incredibly wholesome. And honestly, they do cater to young families. So they do cater to Hispanics who are overwhelmingly Catholic in the area. We saw how the the LA Dodgers, right? They had a little snafu of their own, and obviously they saw some immediate backlash from the community. And Knott's Berry Farm it does cater to towards those individuals and more. I am just so surprised they would have taken this step here. Clearly, it is out of line and who they have been, who they are, and who they cater to, and it is facing some.
It's
tough,
weird.
Tough,
It's marketing strangeness because the damage you can do is immense. If you do this, on the Jersey Shore in an adult location, who cares, right? I don't care. I'm not. This is not the Prude channel, not WDW Prude. I'm not here to harp on anybody about what they want to do. But at the same time, if Dollywood starts having some sort of event that I can't even describe. It's in my head, folks, but I'm not going to say it. You insert whatever inappropriate thing you can have in your head right now, okay? Right. If Dollywood hosts something like that, then it's news because it's like, Dollywood doesn't do this. And it's the same kind of reaction with Knott's Berry Farm. And you just have to wonder, like, who's getting fired for this? Like, who's getting fired? Because this is going to be everywhere now as folks go to it and say, well, this is not the Knott's Berry Farm that I knew. But Vash, I'll give you the final word. I don't care what adults do. I really don't. I just don't care. So long as it does not harm others, and so long as it's adults in their time with their money. You do you. I'm not here to police the world. But if you're asking me from a business standpoint, I have to imagine that I would have been as an advisor to Knott's Berry Farm saying, "Are you insane? You want to have that on a stage at Knott's Berry Farm?" And somebody was missing in the room to say that.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the place that, Walter Knott himself. This is actually in the Walter Knott Theater, ironically enough. And I say ironically enough because this is a guy in 1966 who made a replica of Independence Hall. I mean, you couldn't get farther away from this if you tried.
Gosh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. That's
yeah. No, it's terrible. And so it's like, oh my goodness gracious, you're going to play, something like this in this theater where kids can access it, right? I mean, obviously, they say, recommended 13 and over, but we know that, families are going to bring maybe some small children and to expose them to this. I mean, this is...
hey, kids, let's go watch Charlie Brown, and then we'll go watch the Hell Theater. We'll go watch them pat each other's bohinies. There we go, folks. I'm going to come up with some words I can substitute soon. We'll go watch them pat each other's bohinies up on the Hell stage right after we go meet Charlie Brown.
This is tough, man. This is rough. This is rough. All right,
folks, we've said everything we can say about the subject. We've brought it to your attention. It's ludicrous. Again, not here to police the world, but we are here to say, from a business standpoint, what in the world are you thinking? All right, if you liked this video, click like, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. When it comes to the comments, folks, be kind to us. We're just trying to relay what's going on in the world, and this is more about a business decision for us than it is about anything else. This is insanely stupid on the part of Knott's Berry Farm and their management, and wonder how many people are going to get fired as this takes off and does damage to the brand and to the families out there who are already saying, don't think we're going to go to Disneyland. Why don't we go to Knott's Berry Farm? It's wholesome. It's good. Oh, wait, no, there's that. So, and congratulations, Disney. Congratulations. Someone else has taken the heat completely off of you for the day. Knott's Berry Farm, that was a very kind gesture of you. All right, Vash, where can people find you on this great, big, beautiful web out there?
Well, the best place people can find me is for long-form content, Theme Park Universe, right down there. And if you want to see us doing daily uploads at that park place for all of the news that should be fun, we are having an amazing time on there. So many great comments, the feedback, the likes, the subscribes. It has been truly a blessing, honestly. So thank you so much.
Keep rocking over there, and for a brand new channel, what an amazing thing to watch. All right, folks, that's it for us for the day. You do not want to miss tomorrow's video, though, as we get started. It has to do with Kathleen Kennedy. It has to do with Lucasfilm. It has to do with Bob Iger, and it's big. We'll see you there. Wherever you are, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun.
Floral, it's time for you to walk the plank.
What? Why?
Because you haven't subscribed to WDW Pro yet. Nor bookmark thatparkplace.com on your web browser to get great articles from great contributors.
What?